We are working on planting some garlic. So this particular variety is a soft neck so that we can plant it in the spring. If you have a hard neck, you'll definitely want to plant that in the fall. And again, you'll want to check with all plants, you'll want to check that it can actually grow in your area. So check your zone, and most planting websites or stores should be able to tell you if the variety can grow where you're at. And the hardnecks do need to freeze, like I said, so you'd plant it in the fall, whereas the soft necks you can plant in the spring. So it ships something like this, and you don't want to use the stuff that you can just buy at like a grocery store because you don't necessarily know what's in it, or it's not native to the US. It might be like Chinese or something, and it probably won't grow where you're located if you're in like the northern US like us. Anyway, we're going to start by just taking the bulbs apart here. So you might have to peel back some of the paper, but you'll just want to separate these out, and then you can plant each one of these about 4 inches apart, 2 to 3 inches deep with the green part sticking out. But we're just going to continue by breaking some of these apart and then planting them, and these do really well next to a lot of things. We're planting them next to our raspberries because they are supposed to help with some of the pests that you get with raspberries, some of the beetles and stuff, as well as any of the underground stuff. Just because it's more pungent, it should help with that. These would also be, garlic is also good to plant next to, say, like cabbage or things like that, because it just in general helps keep away a lot of the pests. But you can check that out online too. Just look for companion planting. But usually garlic is good. It's pretty cold hardy. And like I said, just keeps a lot of stuff away. So I'm going to finish breaking these apart, and then we will toss them in the ground. Alright, so you can see here we have just kind of a little trench we have going on. You can see it's in like a bed of raspberries here. But like I said before, about 2 to 3 inches. And then we'll just start grabbing bulbs like this. Swap hands here. And we'll just put this in, the green part sticking up, obviously. And then we'll go roughly, 4 inches over. It doesn't have to be exact, but you want enough space that if you put a whole bulb in there, they can grow next to each other. And once we do that, we can just kind of sprinkle in soil around here. You'll want this in kind of a well-draining soil, but you'll want to keep them moist too. But we'll just backfill this so just the greens are sticking out here, which should be, 1.5 to 2 inches of soil, or the depth of the bulb basically. But you'll have something like that. These do take a while to mature, so it'll probably be late fall by the time you get garlic if you're planting in the spring, but it'll vary based on your growing season and the varieties you planted. But fairly easy to plant. This should store pretty well, so it's a great idea to grow because it can store for months inside, especially if you get the hardneck variety. You can braid those and hang them. And again, check out the companion planting, because if you've ever grown raspberries, you know how bad like the beetles and stuff can get, and this should help with that. You can also see we paired it with turnips. It's just small leaves in the background, and those are also supposed to help with pests around raspberries, and they just kind of grow well together. So hopefully this helps you get started on your garlic journey. I'll have some links in the description below if you're looking at where to get started buying or planting garlic.